are pretty vulnerable in the ocean because they're young, they're not strong enough.
You don't know what they're going to do, they're unpredictable.
And also just inexperienced because they're kids.
A high level of urgency is always gone into rescuing children. Never want to see a kid in danger. I never want to see a kid traumatised.
I feel the boys have become dads of late, and you see the boys taking a whole different approach now. They've got their own kids, you know.
I think I've got a little bit more sympathy for parents.
We understand how quickly a small child can go under and be lost forever.
Hi guys, this is North. We've got a lost child, 8 years old. It's a girl. She's got a two-piece blue bikini on and she was last seen in the water.
I was down in the north and a mother came up to me. She was kind of okay, you know. She's like, look, I've lost my child. Can you help me out?
It's not frantic yet.
Copy. Chavo, you're going to have to get into backpackers as well.
I asked her if she could swim. She knew the rules and all that kind of stuff. 100% there's no kid being sucked out here because I've been here. She's in the shallows looking for her. I hope she comes back and tells me if she finds the kid.
We've got everything happening. Initially, I wasn't too worried. The beach is so crowded. For a small kid, you get disorientated really easily. Before they know it, they're lost.
And then this lady came up to me who was just swimming the bay.
We looked out there, and there was a girl holding a hand up, and she kept going under the wave, so I was kind of like closing out on her.
Thank you. I guess before that stage, I wasn't even thinking the kid was in the water. When that lady came up to me who didn't know what was going on and actually said that to me, that made me think maybe I did miss the kid.
This is North. Can I just have the jet ski up here?
Pretty much quickly.
On my way. I'm at backpackers.
I'm trying, just scanning the shore, hoping that just see a sad little face wandering around looking for a mum.
I had a lady come up to me and say to me that she was out the back of this hole. Yeah. She saw a little girl waving her hands up and down, and then she disappeared. What do I do? What do you do?
Oh, I don't know. Was she the mum?
Nah, but no one else saw it.
I'd say that if the mum came up panicking, that'd be worse.
I'm going to try and find the mum down here. And
I'll let you know.
So we've got everyone looking. It's okay.
I'm going to hang down here for a bit of noise, guys.
They just come with me. Mum was having a breakdown. She was screaming. She wasn't making much sense. And I started stressing out.
Having a hysterical parent just adamant that their child was in the water and had drowned, you know, obviously you're gonna be start to freak out a little bit.
Come with me, come with me. If anything happened, it was squarely my fault. No one else's. Because I was watching. It's the flagged area, so that just triples the guilt that you feel. Still haven't found this kid, eh? Don't to worry. Worst case scenario is that baby's on the bottom of the ocean. And the worst thing about my job is it's a realisation it can actually happen. Hi everyone down here, look, we've got a lost child. She's been missing for about half an hour. She's 8 years old and she has a blue two-piece bikini on.
Mum's getting pretty frantic, so with Beardy's just walked down now. He's being a champ and staying back and trying to help us out a bit.
And it was a blue bikini, one piece or two piece?
Two pieces.
And what was her name?
Alicia.
Okay.
An 8-year-old child, in those conditions, if they fall into the rip, they're going to be in a lot of trouble.
And I'm going to stay close to the mummy. They're just going to go back where their towel and stuff are, and I'll have a good search up the beach. I'll let you know how it goes.
Yatesy was pretty much pulling his hair out down there. He was just ready to strip off and start basically looking for a body.
Chapo, I'm going to come out. I'll meet you out there.
And what was the swimming ability? I'll get to that in a minute, mate. I just didn't really want to upset her more than she already is.
The longer and longer it went on and we hadn't found this little girl, I know all of us were starting to think she could be in the ocean. She might have gone under.
Yeah, Skunk, I reckon there's a lot of people around here, and for her not to pop up yet, I'm thinking if we can't do something in the next 10 minutes, we'll call the cops. All good, boys. Stand down. Pretty sure we've got her. There you go.
Thank you so much.
Not a problem. That's all.
I got it.
Excellent. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. It happens.
She kept coming back to me and then I couldn't see.
Look, there's that many people on the beach. It happens. It gives us good training anyway for next time. It's affirmative. The girl has found her way back to their gear. So all good, boys. That was a good effort by all them.
Yeah, it was one of the most anxious and stressful times I've had down here in over 10 years.
I've never seen Yatesy that distressed before. Usually he's very mellow, not fazed by much.
I thought I missed a drowning and I just nearly vomited. I'm pretty stressed right now, actually. I mean, the guys down here, you know, being dads, it sort of hits more close to home, you know?
The conditions for the day were a bit tricky. It was nice, fine weather, so it was a big crowd. The swell was a tricky little swell. It was dumping on the shore.
Could you please move across to the flagged area, guys? You're just edging into a bit of water that's pulling out.
Hi. My son turns back in the surf. I was wondering if you could have a look at him.
Yeah, for sure. Is he close?
Yeah, just down here.
Poor kids lying on the beach, on the water's edge.
I gave you a 1 to 10, and 10 being the worst, excruciating, the worst pain you've ever had in your life. Where would it sit?
About 5.
5, okay. And when you came up the beach, did you lay down like this yourself?
He sat up and laid down a couple of times.
Okay. And were you in a lot of pain sitting up?
Boogie board and got flipped, and he just said his feet came over his head. So I don't know, hurt his back.
Buddy, I'll give you my sunny so you're not looking straight into the sun, alright? Just relax, okay?
Well, that could be possibly the worst situation for a spinal. You know, it's when your feet come over top of your head and your head ploughs into the sandbank. You know, you couldn't get any worse.
What we're doing here is we're just preventing anything serious from happening, okay? What's your name?
Angus.
Angus. All right, Angus. 1, 2, 3. There we go.
Hold him there.
Yeah, I got him. All right, Angus. Stay nice and still.
It's a big ask to keep yourself in control, especially when you're in the middle of Bondi Beach on a busy day, and you could probably see a bit of worry in his father's face as well.
All right, buddy, we're going to roll you back again, okay? On your flat on your back. On 3, 1, 2, 3. There we go.
First birthday, yeah, he's 11 today, so it's supposed to be going home for a party, but I don't think that's going to happen.
We treat every suspected spinal injury, you know, very seriously. We can't determine the actual extent of the injury, so, you know, we'd rather be safe than sorry.
Just about here, but straight in your back?
Yeah.
The pain's still the same?
No, it's kind of gotten a little bit worse.
A little bit worse, is it? So it's about a 6, you think, now? Okay. Squeeze my hands.
Where it is.
Push them apart. Push them together. Good.
I saw him get tumbled by a wave and then walk out of the water, but that's all I saw. And he said that his legs went over his head.
The airboat's on its way now, okay?
Okay.
So just relax, take it easy. If you need anything, just yell out, okay?
Okay.
And your dad is right here as well.
Is your back still sore?
Yeah.
He was calm and collected, but he was nervous at the same time. And having kids myself, I understand exactly how he felt. And I'd probably be more of a mess than he was.
Do you want a blanket?
No.
You shivering?
My birthday. Worst birthday ever.
Hello. How are you?
We got to him on the water's edge, laying down on his back, complaining of pain in the middle of his back. Worst case scenario for Angus would be the worst, of course, that he ends up in a wheelchair for the rest of his life. You wouldn't wish that on anyone.
And feeling down here, is that sore?
Yeah, just a little bit.
He's got slight tenderness in his neck, so they're going to take some x-rays. So hopefully it'll be all right.
You always get a bit of a shiver down your spine when you hear it's a young kid that may have had a suspected spinal injury.
We got to him on the water's edge, laying down on his back, complaining of pain in the middle of his back.
Yeah, just on his boogie board in the surf with 3 of his mates, and he's catching the last wave in his aid so he could go home for his birthday party, and it just dumped him and, yeah, hurt his back, so they're going to take some x-rays.
The poor dad is probably thinking, what do I do if it's sad news? The last thing you want to do as a father is see your son in a wheelchair or suffering.
So you're 11 today?
Yeah.
Did you get a birthday present?
Yeah.
Yeah?
You're expected to move on, get straight back into the job, and your thoughts are still with the patient you've just dealt with. It's a hard task to switch back on to normal work again.
Angus, how are you going? So the x-ray of his neck looks perfectly normal.
It's good news, so yeah, very happy about that actually. They're just going to keep him here for an hour and monitor what's going on, and then I think we can go home, so a good result I think.
And Angus, before you go, what? We've got a surprise. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Angus. Happy birthday. Thank you. It's not a rushing.
The feedback was all positive. Angus would be having many more birthdays, swimming, surfing, all of the above.
Amongst the lifeguards, it's been the modern day baby boom and it's changed us all. Good boy. Are we going to have cuddles on board?
Yeah. It's not all about them anymore. You know, they're running back and forth between work and training and little ones, and it's really cute though. They can't help but be proud, and I think they have a lot more empathy for parents now.
Oh, stop eating the sand, mate. You're not allowed to eat it. Come on, let's go get in the waves. I think it's really important living in a country like ours to get them swimming lessons as soon as they're comfortable in the water. You want them to be able to look after themselves, and that's what I hope for him, to be able to enjoy the beach.
Oh, Daddy forgot your bubble. Well, Mum, you'd get cross.
Mummy should get cross.
Today's Billy's first day of dunking his feet in the water.
There we go.
Whee! You've just been baptised! Yay, the first wave! If I had it my way, I'd have him out on the board right now.
I think the dad's going to have to be really, really careful. You don't want to freak them out too young. They're all so good in the water, they're going to expect, yeah, no, it's fine, it's fine.
His first surfboard! Thank you so much, mate. Woo! There we go. Here comes a wave.
He's a really proud dad. Gets up with me, changes the nappies. It'd be good if he's like his dad and he's good in the water.
If my son doesn't like the ocean, that's okay. He might find other hobbies out there that interest him, but deep down, it would kill me.
Hoppo and I are watching a whole lot of people in backpackers, as we normally do. It's a small southerly swell. Still got a pretty strong whip running through there.
And when people come down the beach to swim, you don't really know their ability. But when it comes to kids, we need to be extra vigilant. There's 60 kids drown every year around Australia. We don't want that to happen to Bondi.
We noticed this little girl, and she drifted out in the rip just down here in front of the tower, and she was going quickly. I strip off and I start going in for this little girl, and as I hit the water, I hear... Hoppo and I are watching these people down at backpackers just sort of pouring in there. And then we noticed this little girl, and she drifted out in the rip just down here in front of the tower, and she definitely wasn't making any headway. I heard one of the local guys, Burnsy, say, Bobby, it's okay. It's my little girl and that. She's all right, you ready? He'd been watching the whole time, and he didn't seem to be too concerned.
You don't want your kid to get into trouble. You just want them to get in. If they're in a situation where they can't stand or they're in a current, they've got to learn to swim back, cross the current rather than against the current, which is probably an important lesson for everyone to learn.
It's tough school. I've still got a job to do, and it's not going to look good for me if I just watch her and something does happen, and then, then I've got to live with that as well.
It was a very small surf day, so I didn't perceive there to be any risk, but I can understand the lifeguard's perspective. It was deeper to the north and there was a bit of a current going.
And I think Dad was trying to teach her a stern lesson, a bit of old school medicine, like teaching the hard way. Didn't scare her, she's going back in, so all good.
If you want to be good in the ocean, you have to test yourself. But when you're young and you're a kid, you can come unstuck.
You can't buy experience, you can't get experience out of a book. It's all about turning up at the beach and taking on the conditions from day to day and knowing your limits.
Just be careful, there's still a strong current pulling out here.
I noticed a kid waving his arm about and a surfer who's sitting next to him sort of holding him up.
Down at the back of North Bondi Surf Club here, have a look guys with the binos.
Yeah, it's his surfer helping the swimmer. He's definitely calling for help.
Looks like it's a kid, eh? I'm just going to jump in the north corner. I made the decision to drive straight past where the kid was and go right to the north end.
The surfer's throwing his arms up. I think the surfer's just losing it that you drove down the north end and thought you were bailing.
The reason I did it is because it's quite a strong rip in the north corner and we use the rips to our advantage and not get hit by any of the bigger waves and get across to him quicker. We do tend to have a little bit more urgency with kids only because they don't have the life experience as an adult, so their panic will set in a lot quicker.
Oh, gone.
Oh, mate, I did well. Yeah, boys, I'm back on the rock. What was wrong with that kid? Got a little bit overwhelmed out there. He said he got swept off the bank. He was all right.
I'm from Bondi, but I'm a junior lifesaver. I just got hammered out there. Because one of the waves, I just got tumbled under and I ended up swimming towards the sand. And then when I tried getting back up, I was like almost out of breath.
Kids are some of our biggest customers down here at Bondi. We get everything from kids going missing, they come up with injuries. They get blue bottle stings. They cut themselves.
Give me a right champ. Bit clumsy.
Kids down here, they definitely keep us on our toes.
When I was a kid with my twin brother, we were always up to mischief and mayhem down at the beach. So it makes sense to me to see kids do the same. No matter what a kid's done or how many rules he's broken down here, kids are just the greatest thing ever, and all the lifeguards, they'll do anything to help a kid out.
So thanks to Maxi.